If I ask you to sing your favorite song right now, you might hesitate. But if I ask you to sing that one song you hate, the one that seems glued to your brain like it pays rent, you'd probably nail every lyric without missing a beat. Isn't that strange? It's a universal and deeply weird human experience. Why does your mind cling to the songs you never asked for, never liked, and definitely never wanted to remember? Your brain becomes this perfect yet malicious jukebox for the very songs you can't stand. And today, we're going to find out why. It always happens the same way. You're just living your day, waiting in line at the grocery store, scrolling through your phone, sitting on a bus, tired, when suddenly, a fragment of a melody appears. Bum 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 boo, clap. You freeze. Oh no, not that song. It doesn't matter if you heard only 2 seconds of it while walking past a department store. It doesn't matter if the radio played it for a fleeting moment last week. Somehow, your brain snagged it, saved it, and is now blasting it at full volume on a relentless loop, like a DJ who's completely lost touch with reality. It's a hostile takeover of your own consciousness. But here's the twist. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. It's not broken. In fact, it's doing exactly what it was designed to do. There's a fascinating principle in psychology that explains this. Your brain is Velcro for emotional experiences and Teflon for neutral ones. Most of the songs you hear in a day, the background music in a cafe, the generic track in a commercial, they just slide right off. They pass through your mind without leaving a trace. But the songs that are tied to a real, genuine emotional reaction, those grab on. They stick. And here's the part we never see coming. Annoyance is an emotion, a very strong one. When a song irritates you, its mind-numbing repetition, its grating pitch, its vapid lyrics, your brain treats that irritation as something important. Not pleasant, of course, but important. Your brain flags it as a high-priority event, and anything the brain considers important gets stored away for safekeeping. It's almost unfair, isn't it? Your brain will forget the name of someone you just met 5 minutes ago, but it will not, under any circumstances, let go of that chorus you absolutely despise. Scientists call this phenomenon a melodic intrusion, but the rest of us know it by a much cuter and much more sinister nickname, the earworm. An earworm is a musical loop your brain replays involuntarily. It's usually short, simple, catchy, and rhythmic. It's built to be memorable. But here's the twist that no one expects. Unlikable songs make some of the best earworms. They are brutally effective. Why? Because your brain is confused, it's annoyed, it's irritated. And when the brain doesn't fully understand something, when it can't quite process why this particular combination of notes is causing such a strong negative reaction, it keeps replaying it. It's almost like it's trying to solve a puzzle, turning the piece over and over, hoping to make it fit. It's a feedback loop of frustration. The more you hate it, the more your brain plays it to figure out why you hate it. This is why the songs you hate don't just visit, they haunt. Researchers describe this feeling as a cognitive itch, a small gap in your mental pattern that your brain desperately wants to close. The songs that cause this are usually built with a simple, insidious formula: repetition, predictability, simple lyrics, and big rhythmic hooks. They're designed to be unforgettable, not necessarily enjoyable. When a fragment of a song like this gets stuck in your mind, your brain feels an intense compulsion to loop it until it feels resolved. Your brain craves completion. It needs to finish the pattern, so it loops the part it knows, again and again, trying to find an ending that isn't coming. It's scratching an itch you never asked for. But why does this loop of a song you hate feel so much more intrusive, so much more aggressive than when your favorite song gets stuck in your head? That's where the darker, more surprising part of the story begins. Here's something most people don't realize about that song stuck in your head. Your brain isn't replaying it to bother you. It's replaying it because it thinks you need it. To the brain, repetition means relevance. If a song is suddenly everywhere, saturating commercials, looping on TikTok, blasting at the gym, humming over the grocery store speakers, your mind concludes it must hold some kind of social or cultural importance. So even if you can't stand the melody, your brain is simply trying to keep you updated on what's going on in the world. But there's a catch. The more the world forces a song onto you, the more your brain flags it as a high priority input. And the more it irritates you, the more memorable it becomes. This is the simple, powerful reason why the worst songs often become the most viral. Annoyance, it turns out, spreads much faster than admiration. And this creates a kind of memory trap inside our own minds. There's a psychological paradox at play. Anything that disrupts your attention tends to stick. Annoying songs are professional disruptors. They interrupt your focus while you're trying to work, they cut into your conversation with a friend, they shatter your peace. And every single one of those interruptions strengthens the memory. Every loop deepens the groove in your neural pathways. Then comes the plot twist. Your brain also uses music as a way to fill silence. If your mind detects even a moment of mental downtime, when you're walking down the street, taking a shower, or just waiting in line, it reaches for the most available melody in its storage. Unfortunately, the songs you hate, the ones flagged as high priority, are often the ones most readily available for a command performance. But it goes deeper than that. Let's add one more layer, and this is where the science gets surprisingly personal. You remember the songs you hate because you reacted so strongly to them. You rolled your eyes, you groaned and complained to a friend, you mocked the lyrics, you vowed you would do anything never to hear it again. All of those reactions, even the negative ones, are powerful signals to the brain. They're like a bright red tag that says, store this deeper. It's the exact same reason our most embarrassing memories feel so unforgettable. Your emotional response is the anchor.
Which means you don't remember a song because it's good. You remember it because it mattered to your emotions, one way or another. Hate is still a connection. And here's a final twist that almost feels unfair. Your brain doesn't just replay the song, it actively completes it for you. When a melody is too simple or painfully repetitive, your mind instinctively tries to fill in the missing pieces. You mentally close the loop, even when you desperately don't want to. It feels like the song is attacking you from the outside, but secretly, your own brain is the one keeping it alive. This isn't a malfunction, it's an ancient survival mechanism, your mind's automatic attempt to bring a sense of order to auditory chaos. So how do you break the loop? Surprisingly, not by fighting it. Pushing back, trying to suppress the thought, only strengthens the memory and reinforces the emotional anchor. Instead, researchers recommend a form of gentle misdirection. Switch to a task with some verbal complexity, like reading an article or doing a crossword, or sing a different song intentionally. You can also try doing a puzzle or even just chewing a piece of gum. These activities interrupt the musical loop not with force, but by giving your brain new, more compelling patterns to focus on. It's like handing your mind a more interesting toy to play with. In a strange way, the songs you hate reveal something beautiful about your mind. They show how deeply it pays attention to the world around you, how fiercely it reacts to emotion, and how hard it works to find patterns and understand the world, even when the world just throws noise at you. You remember the songs you hate because your brain is always listening, always learning, always trying to make sense of the chaos. And every now and then, that means getting trapped with a melody you never asked for. So maybe, just maybe, the next time that awful chorus barges into your thoughts, you'll understand why it feels impossible to let go. Because your brain wasn't built to forget. It was built to protect, to repeat, and to remember.
So, if that song you hate is stuck in your head right now, congratulations, your brain just proved it's incredibly good at its job. Annoying? Yes. Broken? Definitely not. Your mind remembers what sparks emotion, even when that emotion is, please make it stop. And that means you're wired to notice patterns, meaning, and moments that matter. So the next time your brain starts looping a song you never asked for, don't fight it. Smile, switch the track, and remind yourself this incredible machine in your head is always learning. Even when it has terrible taste in music. If you enjoyed this breakdown of the hidden psychology behind everyday moments, hit subscribe. Your brain clearly likes this channel. Thanks for watching.